Mangituda Adam, and welcome back to another review. Today we're on day 23 through 26. So thank you guys, first of all, for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. You know, it helps the algorithm. It helps our channel grow. It helps the business grow. Gets the word out there, showing that tiny houses and the modest mansion movement is possible here in West Africa. It's possible in the Gambia. It's possible. So thank you guys, because the comments, everything have been great. You know, showing people around the world what we're doing has been great. So I just want to thank you guys, because without you, I mean, none of this would be possible, honestly. So let's get to this week's review so I can tell you guys, you know, some little tips and sneak peek into some stuff that we're going to be doing soon. Oh, speaking of some stuff that we're doing. So shout out to the Hall family. We've already started on their build. We're about a week and a half, something like that, close to that now, into their build. So very soon I have some videos ready for you guys, you know, and it'll be some double uploads and stuff like that. So thank you again. But let's get into this video. So starting off, you see it's a lot of framing work going on. We're trying to frame, you know, making sure that the pillars are framed, making sure that the belts are framed. It's super important, because like a body, the belt and the pillars are the bones. So this is what's going to take all of the stress, all of the strain of all the weight loads. You see in the back there, that's what they're working on. We're pouring. You see him there, he's pouring cement into the belts, getting them all solidified, all strong, because another thing, you don't want to leave your walls without your pillars and your belts cemented for too long, because they can fall, right? Especially we build high foundations. So with these high foundations, you're already elevated. It's very windy, you know, Gambia, we're off the coast. So at nighttime, the winds pick up. So if you're having a build for extended periods of time exposed without the binding structures, which are the belt and the pillars, they bind the walls together. Without those for too long, you can have an accident. Especially safety is something that's very important. You see here, they're mixing that cement mixture, right? Making sure that it has enough water so we can pour it up there inside of the belt. This is our master mason here, Kendi. Here you see we're framing the pillars from the outside and the inside. So the belt, same thing. You got to frame the outside, frame the inside, frame every corner. Even if you have to make a special cut wooden piece to fit in that portion, that's what you're gonna have to do, just to make sure that it's framed all the way correctly.
Framing the inside pillar. So when we get to the next belt right here.
So you see there at the top, it's a three-way, right? It's a junction point where that belt and the pillar meets each other. And that's one of the most important parts as well that you need to cement correctly, because that's where a lot of that strain on the bones is, the joints. Here you see us mixing that red stone, the sand, the cement. We're mixing it all together to make the actual cement that we're going to use to pour into the belts, into the pillars, you know, to make sure that they're rock solid, literally. You see there that corner, before it wasn't poured, but now you can see after it's poured how it looked. See, we still got plenty of bricks at this point in time. We had plenty of bricks. Now we don't have any.
A lot of bricks.
But you know, you're gonna need a lot of bricks when it comes to building these structures. You know,
have some in the closet.
Thousands, to be honest.
But we'll probably make some more, because we're gonna take it up another 3 course.
I want to say for this build,
so we're working.
It's 8 by 8, 8 meters by 8 meters.
All-star cobble
so
right
it was at least, if you want to say,
Mixing, believe it or not,
600 to 700 bricks per phase,
about
right? Because that's how we do it. We break it
4
down in
days.
phases: foundation,
It rained twice,
walls,
and it's still
roof.
dry because we
So,
cooked it pretty well. So
you know, if you want to break it down into phases, it probably was about anywhere from 1,500 bricks for this home, at least.
See the veranda, the back veranda area. It's pretty good size here.
And I say bricks, but they say blocks here. So excuse me.
Over there. You can put.
Here I'm showing the, you see the plumbing that comes out there. And there's going to be a slab here. Basically, so you can step down and still not be in the grass just yet. You can step down and be in a nice environment, whatever. Back here, there'll be plants and everything like that once it's landscaped. Still got that bit of belting work right there when you're walking into the bedroom. But that'll be done before the end of this video. As you see here, you know, we have a team making sure each time somebody's doing something, we have 2 people at least. So they have someone to aid them, you know, they have an assistant. And that helps with safety, right? Because safety is very big, no matter where you are in the world. And here, oftentimes they're doing the job in flip-flops. You know, they don't have gloves, they don't have helmets, they don't have reflective vests, you know. So in lieu of that, until you have that stuff for the guys, you want to make sure that at least they have somebody assisting them. At least they have somebody, if they're tired, they can swap out, you know. So it lets them go at a more leisure pace, but it's 2 people, so you're still getting the same amount of work done in the same amount of time. Here you see us shaking in that cement with all those stones in there. Those stones make it, like I said earlier, rock solid. You're gonna have no problems. Once you pour that in there, you let it sit. And it doesn't take long. If you know how to put the right mixture, if you know that you don't need a lot of water, and also that the cement mixture and the sand soaks up water. It absorbs the water very well. It absorbs it. And the cement, it gets hot. It gets hot. It absorbs the thermal energy around it faster than water does. So it evaporates and releases the water faster, allowing it to harden. If you have a puddle of water and cement that you pour water into, and you see which one dries up first, it's going to be that cement that dries up first. That puddle of water will still be sitting there for hours. It's just because cement absorbs more thermal load, which is why if you're building with cement blocks, it's hotter at nighttime, because that thermal load it takes from the day that it absorbs, it releases slowly throughout the night into your home.
Into the bedroom.
Which is good for a cold environment, but if you're in Africa, it's not that great.
Are done in the bedroom. The closet. Finished.
Here I'm showing that the 10 course you see is up, and then you have the belt. Bathroom, the belt is complete. You see here, living room, that belt is complete over there. We're working on framing the belt work over the front door and those 2 front windows. The windows will be smaller, and that back window by the kitchen as well. And you see we're framing that living room belt as well, so we can pour that in. See, this is just showing the shape of it, the size of it, and also, you know, the accuracy when it comes to the measurements, to make sure that everything was straight, all the lines were on point the way they need to be. Because one thing, you know, just like an artist, right? An artist, you'll critique your stuff. You'll be like really, you'll critique your stuff to the next level, but other people won't. But you see certain things that other people don't. And when it comes to building, the owner of the home, they'll move in and they won't notice things that the mason, that the architect, you know, the people that actually went into building the home, they won't notice certain things. So it's up to us to make sure that it still stays at that level of professionalism, even if they don't notice. We have to make sure that it's still at that level. Here you see us spreading out the cement and sand mixture, smoothing it out. Before, of course, we bring some more stones and then we mix it up. So it's a layered cake, right? It's a layered cake. when you're making your cements. You see, then the stones are on top of it. And then that's when you put the water and you take portions, small portions at a time, and you mix those up individually. And then you put them in the wheelbarrow, and that's when it goes up into the belts.
See under here, same thing for windows. They have a support beam that goes across the top of the window. That way, once the
here I'm showing how tight. Now you see how many angles this wood has to be framed up and stuff like that. That's why you have to make sure that you have a good carpenter, or you have somebody that knows what they're doing for sure, like decades of experience. Because some of these angles get tricky, and that's where you get that sloppy work. Right? When you get to the more complex angles and different heights and rooms that are certain sizes, once you go to the extremes of stuff, that's where you see the shortcutting and the work not being done as well. So that's where you have to be careful and make sure that you have somebody that's competent. Make sure you have somebody that knows what they're doing. That's always key in getting this done the right way. You see, we're taking it up that 3-course over the belt, and then we're gonna have another belt on top of that 3-course. That's our head mason over there, Kendi, and Taka assisting him.
Alu.
We have Alu, he's another mason.
Yeah.
You see how straight.
Oh yeah.
You gotta know what you're doing. This is how you do it right here, you know. Years of experience and a team. This Seku, this is Kendi's assistant, Kendi's partner. He helps him all the time with a lot of jobs. I mean, at this point, over 100 jobs since they've started. They've been, like I said, they've been doing this for over 20 years. Just them two.
We got King
alone.
Kaba.
This is Kaba. Kaba, he's a laborer. He just went to school recently for digging foundations. So now he has his license for foundation digging. And that's what it's about, right? Having a team with the knowledge and with the skills. That's how you have your work done at a professional level. But also, you know, just a side note, it's important to also pay your workers well, because like Kaba, he was able to go to school and get that certification. So that helps him wherever he goes. Even if he doesn't work for me in the future, he can take that anywhere and make money. Here, showing that 3-course all the way up in the bedroom. The only wall left is in between the living room and the bedroom, that wall. And above the bathroom there, you see that we have the 3-course going up there, and then just that dividing section is left. So here we're straightening out that one pillar you saw earlier in the front door. It wasn't as straight as it could be, but we're just making it more straight because it needs to be as straight as it possibly can be. And that's something that, you know, I nitpick about. I try to make sure that things are as straight as they can be, things are as tight as they can be, as secure as they can be, because in the long run, right, 20, 30, 40 years, that's going to be your failure point. Anything that's not level, anything that's not settled right, that's going to be your failure point. So we try to get success every time. Thank you for watching this week, and I'll see you in the next one.